Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. We are over here live at 60 Strength and Fitness. I forgot my computer today, so everybody's going to have to deal with me on my phone. And that's what it is. So we got a lot to talk about here today. It's going to be a question and answer show. So I'm going to try and do all this without Bailey. Bailey's off today. And that's my fault. I thought we were going to do this on Friday. We're doing it on Wednesday. That's what it is. So I will try and accommodate everybody the best I can here as we go through everything on 0 to 60 here. But if I screw it up, I'm sorry, and we will keep it going. So welcome to the show. We have a lot to talk about here. Like always, this is brought to you by our friends at Bet Online. Go on Bet Online for all your betting needs. The finals are on tonight. First two games have been outstanding. Game one was awesome. So we will get into all of that on Bet Online. The wagers and the numbers are always the best you can find to help you win a bet. So go check it out. Make sure you lay a wager tonight on Game 3 as Indiana hosts Oklahoma City this evening. And then, as the finals proceed here, Bet Online, go to betonline.com, and they will get you hooked up on the App Store as well. So we roll here on 0 to 60. Try and figure this out real quick. And we're rolling. Okay. So, first and foremost, Coach Prime's pretty sick. I'm pretty concerned about him. I mean, we brought this up, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, that he looked like emaciated, bro. He looked sick. So, I hope he's okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anybody else knows what's going on out there. I'm sure that he'll be back in Boulder soon. But there's something going on, and, it's nobody's above this. Nobody's above getting ill. So it's pretty concerning, to say the least. I mean, obviously, I wish the best for Coach Prime and everybody up there that's dealing with this. That would be absolutely terrible if something were to happen to that man. So, wishing the best for him, but hopefully it's nothing too serious. And if he's coming back to work, you'd have to assume that it's not. But I don't know that for sure. So, maybe we'll see how it goes with Coach Prime, and hopefully he is healthy. From Dexter here. Is Shador the best quarterback ever at CU? Yeah, he's my number one from a talent perspective. I wonder what Shador would have been like with the team that Cordell Stewart had, the team that Darian Hagan had. He wouldn't be the same because Hagan's team was so smash mouth and triple option. The team that Coy Detmer had. I mean, just think about the 96 team. And that team was one win away from playing in the Big 12 title game and maybe playing for a natty. The 94 team was one win away from winning the Big 8 and playing for a natty. And those wins were Nebraska. So what separated those games, even with Cordell and Brooks Bollinger in 94, because Frazier didn't play in that game in Lincoln where we lost 24-7, was quarterback play. And Cordell Stewart was amazing at CU. He had the 94 team is arguably the most talented team in CU history, top to bottom. I'm sure the 90 championship team will have something to say about that, but still, I think that there's Sal Alessi. You got to throw him in that mix. Hagan, Coy Detmer, Stewart, my man Joel Klatt, who I played with there. I thought Cepho Lufau was awesome. Montez was a good player, but Shador is just a polarizing figure on top of being a great player. So I would say he's the number one in my book from just a toughness standpoint, from a, overall physical stature standpoint. And I know Cordell was special. And I bet he would be the number one without Shador. But that's a good question. We appreciate that question. I'm sure that there's a lot of people that have a lot of to say about that one. That's for damn sure. So comments are open here. If anybody's got anything to say or add to this, and we'll just move on here. But moving into what they're doing up there in Boulder right now with the summer and the conditioning and everything else, and Coach Bryant being sick, I hope that the summer can be as productive as they need it to be. I wonder what recruiting, if that's going to hurt if he's out and not feeling well. I mean, shit, man, that's just a bad situation up there for right now. That's for damn sure. So hopefully they can fix that. Matt, you're a Colorado legend. Played against you, Mike Pinnell, running back in Little League. Hey, what's up, bro? Appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Matt, did you see the new turf? Yeah, look, the new turf looks awesome. That's a good question. How does everybody feel about the new turf? I played on grass when I was there, and it was awesome. I mean, it was special. It was fast. The track was fast. The grass was soft. I mean, sometimes when you hit the ground, it hurts, but the grass was soft. I thought that the grass in Folsom was awesome. But look, I understand that if you want to, I don't necessarily agree that you can't keep the grass nice there all year round. If the weather wasn't an issue in any game, the turf was never an issue in any game they played in. So the like, hey, we're going to do this because we might host a playoff game and it's going to be shitty outside. How do you know that? This is Colorado weather. So I think they could have kept the grass field. I personally think that Prime thinks turf is faster. So that's why they're doing it. I mean, blame it on the weather all you want. I think that's the reasoning. And you might be right. I don't know, bro. I don't play a fast guy position. So I don't really care where you play or what you play on. Personally, I think turf leads to more injuries, but that's just me. I would prefer them to play on grass. All right, from Andrew, coaching at the high school level on the offensive line yourself, do you have any faith that CU's offensive line will be better this year? And familiar with the new players? Okay, look, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for getting involved. I don't know. I think that they have really good talent. I think they're huge. I've said this in the past, though. Sometimes the biggest guys are not the best. That doesn't mean that these guys won't be. I love the kid they got from Memphis. I love the kid they got from Tennessee. I mean, Larry Johnson's a massive human. I think that they have the potential to be incredibly good up front. Incredibly good. Now, I don't really care who you are. If all you do is pass block, it's not going to be as fun as it should be. That's just my opinion. If all you do is pass block, it's never going to be as fun as it should be. Because you don't get the opportunity to move the pocket and play action and, get out on screens and just fucking unload on guys. You have to set up your offensive line to be successful as much as you expect them to be, if that makes sense to everybody. You can't just expect everybody to walk out there and pass set 60 times a game and win every rep, bro. It's just not real. So I think that so much of CU's success next year is going to be dependent on how they run the football from a scheme perspective to a personnel perspective to, a number of carries. Like, are we going to have a quota? Like, you got to hit 25 carries a game? That would be crazy in a Coach Prime offense. I don't know if they've ever ran the ball 25 times in a game. So, I'm a football historian here, bro. I love the history of the game, and I watch old games constantly. And teams that can control the line of scrimmage tend to win a lot of football games, especially if you have good quarterback play. And I think the Buffs are going to have really good quarterback play again. I think Juju will start. I love Salter. I think he's a stud. And but I think that the rookie is just special. And sometimes you just got to roll with the youth and see what happens. Especially with Coach Prime being a little under the weather, and I don't know if this is going to continue into the offseason and if this is going to linger. This shit, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this could be their only year together. You know, like health is more important than playing football. Health is more important than coaching football. So, you know, I'm sure Coach Prime is going to continue and everything's going to be great. But, I mean, you got to prepare for the worst as well. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, I think Juju is going to be the better player in the long run, and I think he'll be special next year. The offensive line will be as good as the offensive coordinator and Coach Falk and Coach Gerard and everybody allows it to be. You know, you don't have Shador back there anymore where he can literally pull a rabbit out of a hat, and did it for us many a time. I was at most of the games where he was pulling rabbits out of fucking hats, and it was special. I don't know if these two quarterbacks can do that. And the best way to support both of the new guys is to run the shit out of the football and just pipe people and control time of possession and play good defense. And I've said this since day one. I think the fucking defense is going to be incredibly good. Like best in the Big 12 good. From Andrew, you believe Juju will start. How about two quarterback system? This would help create. Yeah. Look, two quarterbacks in college is cool. Two quarterbacks in the NFL means you don't have one. But two quarterbacks in college is cool, bro. I have no problem with it. If it works. If it's just two guys rotating because neither guy is any good, that ain't gonna fucking work. But if it's, I doubt that's gonna happen. I think these two can really play. So I just want to see what the hype is with Juju, bro. I mean, high school is one thing. I want to see this kid on the field because he is the ball just pops off of his hands, and he's one of these new school, you know, short of stature, loaded arm, great feet, you know, shifty in the pocket. He reminds me a lot of Kyler Murray. I don't know if he's as shifty as Kyler Murray is, but when Kyler Murray's on, he's pretty good. He's got a live arm and he can really spin it. I'm not saying he's a great fucking quarterback mentally and like he understands the game and all that shit. I'm saying from a physical standpoint, he's pretty impressive. I think Juju is a smarter version of Kyler Murray, which good because Kyler Murray's a dumbass. So, you know, you got to be smarter than that guy. So fuck, we'll see what happens there. But again, so much of it comes off the fact is can they run the football? And this is the thing. Georgia Tech, Colorado is going to be a damn fist fight. That's going to be a war. I'm not saying we're going to win the game. I'm not saying we're going to lose the game, but they're going to run the shit out of the ball the entire fucking game and try and beat us the way Kansas State beat us. After that, CU should be able to go out and physically annihilate and dominate Delaware, Wyoming. I think they should be able to go to Houston and punch them in the fucking mouth and run the football and then come home and you know, see what you can see in the fifth game of the year against BYU at home. But against Delaware, against Wyoming, you should go out and physically absolutely dominate the line of scrimmage. And that's where you work on your run game. So the Georgia Tech game, I don't know if that's necessarily where you work on your run game. Of course, you want to run the ball in that game because you want to meet strength with strength. But you better have some shit down at that point because they are not fucking around. Like Georgia Tech there's no fuck around in that team whatsoever. Let's see if we got some more comments here. From Dewey, do you think Schumer can get more creative enough with the offense? Oh boy. I don't know, man. Do I think Schumer is creative? No, I don't. Do I think he likes his job? Yes, I do. Do I think that he will say yes to whatever he's told in order to keep his job? Yes, I do. And I only say that because, in my opinion, if they would have ran the ball more with Shador and supported him more, they would have. I think they are in the playoff because they win 2 more of those games. Because when it was all on him and we couldn't block anybody and our receivers were getting hemmed up by good players, yeah, their numbers are still there, but you're not winning and you're losing bad. And the other team is beating the shit out of us up front. That's every one of our losses, by the way. All of our losses were like that. His numbers are not bad. Travis Hunter got his. But other than that, we couldn't run the ball. The other team stuffed it right down our throat, and that was it. Every one of our losses. Nebraska was that. Kansas State was that. BYU was that. Kansas was that. Bam. All 4 of them. Fucking ass beatings. So I'm saying that if he would have been supported with a run game, you give Shador Kansas's run game on top of our skill athletes, I don't know, how fucking good could the team be? How good? There's no fucking level. So there's no level that can't be reached if that's what's happening, if you actually support. So from Byron, thanks for watching, bro. K-Salt's my guy, Matt. This guy isn't some G5 scrub. No, there's no doubt about that. He's a stud. Top quarterback in his class. Got kicked out of Tennessee. We want to run the ball. We should start by with 1,000-yard rusher. Look, bro, I'm with this. I'm with it. I think he's a fucking stud. I agree, but only one guy can play. And look, if he does play and does what he's capable of doing, and he's going to run the ball down in quarterback run game and like really get creative with it and play action and everything else, I'm with this shit. It'll be awesome. I'm not going to just clamor for Juju just be fucking cuz. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, I want to see the young guy too. So maybe both can play. If Salter goes in there and he's just the vet and he has everything under control and everybody respects him and he's the guy clear cut from number 1 in training camp, which we don't know yet because they're not in training camp, then okay, I understand. If he goes in there and there's any like question about what's going on and how it's going on, then Juju's going to get some rep, and then when the question arises, it's just a matter of time once the question gets thrown out there. So I would love him to be 1,000-yard rusher and 1,000-yard passer, throw for 2,500 and run for 1,000. That would be pretty fucking hard to stop. Especially with the skill players we have all over the damn field. So shit, man. I mean, I'm with you. I think Salter could be incredibly good. From Carl, thanks for watching, bro. How do you contract work now with the house settlement, and are you enjoying being an agent? Well, look, I've been doing this agent shit forever. I've been helping guys find opportunity and helping guys, go to school for free, scholarships for 16 years. So essentially all I said was, now I'm representing you post as well. When you get offered 3.5% of your future college earnings, that's what I get. There's other agents that are charging 20 or 25%, and I've been approached by a lot of these agencies, and that I think it's robbery, period. I don't care who gets mad at me about that. When that's legislated, the number in the NFL is 3.5%, 4%, 3.5%, 4%, something like that. All right, it fluctuates a little bit. 25% of a college kid's contract when he's making less money because there's more schools is robbery. And people know it's fucking robbery. And the only way they can get away with it is because there's no, recourse here. There's no relegation. There's no rules. So all I can do is help the guys find opportunity. Once I find them opportunity, it's about picking the right opportunity and negotiating a fair number for them. And then they go to do their jobs, because the real bag is in the NFL. And I am actually going back to school to get my master's so I can become an actual NFL agent as well, if I'm going to do this all the way. So I've got 2 years of school in front of me, which is cool. But I just look at it like, look, man, my guys are either going to get approached by people trying to take 25% and get taken advantage of, or I can take 3.5 and do the job I'm already doing. It's pretty easy to go and represent my guys when all the fucking work's done already. That's all I'm saying. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't. That's a fact. So if you go back, there's 2 guys in the history of this entire academy that have walked in here with scholarship offers out of 527 kids now that are scholarshiped. And there's more happening every day. I mean, fuck, Roper got Texas A&M yesterday. 2 weeks ago, Roper didn't have any offers. And now he's got Oklahoma and Texas A&M and UTEP and CSU. UTEP and CSU, sorry, you're not getting him. He's an SEC lineman. The negotiation starts. He's going to be a junior. He's transferring to Cherry Creek to play for Dave Logan. The sky's the limit. How good do you want to be, Rope? We're going to Oklahoma tomorrow. My boy and I, Moon's out there for this camp on Friday. So watch the young guys compete. Watch them go out there and fucking get down. This is what it's about. So do I enjoy it? I don't know, man. It's just business. Nothing changes for me. I've been doing this since fucking day one. So it's just putting a new label on it. So, so essentially my guys don't get fucked. That's the reason I'm doing this. If I was trying to just go out here and take advantage of people, I would also be taking 25%. Can you believe that? I mean, put yourself in their shoes. You're a kid. Let's say you're a good player and you make $1 million. Okay. You get 2 years at $500,000 plus a player option or a team option for a 3rd year. So you get a redshirt year, maybe, unless you're really good, and a sophomore year. And then you're starting as a redshirt freshman, and then you can renegotiate after that. But say you make $500,000 a year. Okay. Uncle Sam gets his 33%, and your agent takes 25%. So 58% of your check goes to an agent, a guy who, what did he do? He connected a dot. You're the one doing all the fucking work. The kid is the one that should be getting all the money. So that, to be completely honest with you, that's why I'm doing the business that I'm doing. I don't want my guys getting fucking taken advantage of and getting fucked over and sold this bag of goods for all the work that is already being done for them, because that's what I was doing with recruiting and training before all of this came about. So this is just a new part of it. And honestly, I'd like to think that I'm doing my guys a service. If people don't see it that way, that's their problem. From Jeremiah, thanks for listening and watching. Has anybody heard from Gage Gensther a few years back? Went to Tennessee. Gage is doing fine. Another one of the Dungeon Family guys. He's going into his 2nd, 3rd year at Tennessee, and he's in the rotation and fighting for reps and down there with a bunch of good football players, and I'm sure he'll contribute a ton this year. He's a hell of a player. So, yeah, I'm again, it's the development of offensive linemen. Go there, red shirt, probably sit for a year and watch as a redshirt freshman and develop and get on the field as a redshirt sophomore and start contributing for 3 years and go to the league. 2-3 years, something like that. That's just what it is. From Carl, is that how the contracts are working? 2 years plus a team option. Yeah, that's how a lot of them are being outlined to certain players. Now, not everybody gets the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like upper echelon, top 300 players are going to get a big number, period, just like first round draft picks. If you're a 4-star, if you're an SEC lineman, Breck, Deacon, you know, Reese Russell, Roper, those are the guys in the room with SEC offers right now. Before them, all the guys that went before Gage and Miller and Weatherby and Salsa and Drake and all these other cats, they didn't have the ability to make money, although the NCAA now is going to go back and give them money. I don't know why all the guys that are older than them can't get money too, you cheap fucks. But if you're an SEC lineman, you're probably negotiating somewhere around $500,000, especially if you're one of the guys that's ranked really high and there's people clamoring for you left and right. This is all about leverage, folks. If you have multiple offers, then I have the ability to leverage those multiple offers in order to find you the best opportunity, both developmentally, because I know all the coaches so well. So that's what separates me from a lot of the other people that say they do this job. They're dealing with general managers and like the minutia of like the numbers. I'm dealing with fucking development and who the coaches are and how they develop players in the past. And if I think that you can go there and turn into a professional, not go there and see if we can fucking squeeze an extra 100 grand out of Oklahoma or some shit, that's not the way this fucking works. So personally, I think that what I'm doing is a service to my clients as opposed to like just jumping into this shark pool with 25% guys who think that the agent is somehow worth almost as much as your taxes. Are you fucking crazy? You actually think that that's reasonable? And this is like, people get angry at me when I bring this up. Like, this is business. It's football business. If you're getting it taken advantage of and you're angry at the guy that says you're getting taken advantage of, that's not my fucking fault. I'm trying to help you. From Carl again, understood. Do you believe the new contract era will slow the portal down as well? No, I don't. I think the portal will continue to be a very, very busy place because everybody's going to be up on contract 1 year. You sign a 2-year deal, well, that cycle is going to turn over and there's going to be a ton of guys flooding the market that are up for contract. And that's where you have to bet on yourself as a player, and you have to have good representation that can actually tell you the truth. If I think you should stay somewhere for maybe a little less money because you're on a path to develop and go in the first round, I'm going to tell you that. If I think you should leave and go find a different coach to develop you and better suit your skills, I'm going to tell you that. What I'm not going to tell you is you should chase the fucking bag because this general manager over here at school X promised you more because he's trying to front load a fucking class full of guys who have stars in the transfer portal fucking website era that we live in. That again, it's who are you listening to? What are you listening to? And what are really your motivations? Regardless of what you say, actions in my world, tend to go further than speech. So I know that this rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and I don't really care. I will just block you on social media if I'm tired of listening to your fucking bullshit, or block you here. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm saying that if you as a player think you know everything that's happening in the world of business, you're gonna fuck this up really bad, number one. And number two, as somebody who's been through the rigors of the business, who's now representing players, if I don't, as a man and as a mentor to all my guys, because that's the other thing, I'm not just signing regular random people I don't know. I've been with these guys since they were fucking 13 years old, a lot of them. Like, I am really trying to help my guys make good decisions and be around people that are not just trying to fucking take as much money as they can up front when you're not making that much money. I know that $500,000 sounds like a lot of money to everybody out there, but give me a fucking break. Come on. So, you know, I'm trying to make sure everybody makes good decisions. That's all. Looking like a tank. Yeah, I wish I didn't anymore, but it's what it is. Good, you're doing that. These sharks will go after the young guys. Yeah, but you have to understand, Carl, that these sharks are already there. And people get... I actually had somebody tell me this the other day. Thanks again, Carl. You should absolutely raise your rate, because when people look at somebody making 25%, they think, well, why is he charging so much more? Does he provide more? Is he better? And that to me sounds fucking crazy. Like, I should charge more because other people charge more because they are taking advantage of a system with no regulation or rules, where I know right here, here's all my NFL fucking paperwork and annuities and savings plans and all this shit. 3.5%. That's what an agent is worth. There are so many people getting absolutely jobbed right now, and these kids don't get it, and the parents are enamored. The bigger number with you losing more money is more attractive to you because you think they do more for you. Now you're just telling me that you sound like a fucking idiot. And I can't help you if you're stupid. I can't do it. All I can do is say to you, this is what I can provide for you. And if you go the opposite direction, that's not on me anymore. I'll help you as much as I can, but I can only lead you to water once. So again, people have got to make their own decisions. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Look, today is quick. I just wanted to reach out there and do a little Q&A. Thanks for the 250 in here watching. I understand that we said we were going to be back on Friday. I fucked that up. I apologize. Remember, the super chats and stuff are open. We appreciate everybody for what they do and being involved. We'll be back on Monday of next week. Update from Oklahoma camp and everything that's going on in here. And keep your ear to the ground with Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. The TikTok numbers have gone through the roof for 313,000 people on there. Instagram is where we post the majority of all the offers and the collaboration there. So if you want to go see the journey of all these kids, that's on that page as well. Breck and Deacon were just on their OVs at Miami and Oklahoma this last weekend. Roper got offered by A&M at camp. He's back in here tomorrow morning. So we got a lot of shit going on, and that's the way we like it. So I really appreciate everybody out there watching and all you do to support the channel. You guys have yourself a great day. And yeah, we'll be back next week. Later, y'all.